Hello aspirants, I welcome you all to daily newspaper analysis of Shankar IAS Academy. Today's date is 21st of March 2025. Displayed here are the list of articles that we are going to discuss today. In the first article, we will be discussing in detail about the basics of remittances. In the second article, we will be discussing about the basics of World Happiness Report 2025. Third article, we will be discussing about Chabahar Port and the recent agreement that has been negotiated between India and Iran. And in the fourth article, we will be discussing about lenacapavir, which is actually a drug for HIV treatment. So without any delay, let us get into the article discussion. Now look at this news article. As the title itself hints, this article talks about the recent shift in remittances that has been received from different countries. So priorly, we have received a lot of remittances from GCC countries. Here GCC countries are nothing but the Gulf Cooperation countries where the oil exports happen with the highest level. So those kinds of countries include United Arab Emirates, then Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar, Oman and Bahrain. But currently a lot of shift has been made, and a lot of advanced economies like USA, then UK, Singapore, Canada and Australia, they are all providing a lot of remittances to India, and that is what the article is talking about. And the second important thing is these advanced economies, they account for 50% of total remittances. So this reflects a very significant shift. So from the prelims perspective, we have to learn about what is remittances. So let us get into the article. So remittances, it refers to the money that is paid back by an individual from abroad to their family who is living in India. So there are a lot of individuals who is relocating to different countries in order to seek for better opportunities, and from there they give back certain amount of their salary to support their family, and those kinds of amount is only called as remittances. So these remittances are very important. Let me tell you why. Because it boosts foreign exchange reserves. See, as you all know, India is actually exporter of raw materials, and that is why the export value is very low, and we have to increase a lot when it comes to final good production. And until then, these remittances, they will be contributing us with the high exchange reserves. So this is the first important reason. Secondly, they improve household income. This is because the exchange rate value will be very high, since the export is very declined in our country and import is very high. When that is the case, this remittances will act as a export of resources, okay, and that is why the households will get lot of income if the remittances reach their hands. Thirdly, it will support the economic growth. As I said earlier, it helps us to bring in stability when it comes to balance of payment. So these are all important facts that you have to remember when it comes to remittances. Now let us quickly go through what is the current trend. See, here you can see the image. Here we can see that USA is dominating the current remittances to India. For example, USA remained the largest contributor, within its share rising to 27.7% in financial year 2024, and it was 23.4% in 2021. So you can use it as a data in your mains answer. Then 78% of Indian migrants in the USA work in high earning sectors. See, there is H1B visa. I hope everyone know about it. This H1B visa is actually provided to professionals and high-end skilled workers. So those kinds of people from India to USA is very high, and they are contributing literally 78% to these kinds of remittances. Now moving on, we shall say about the GCC's contribution. Priorly, it was 38% of India's total remittances, and the UAE is the second largest source, saw its share rise to 19.2% in financial year 2024, driven by blue collar jobs. We have seen about what is blue collar jobs. If you know what is meant by blue collar job, leave that in the comment section. Now we shall see some of other trends. Here certain other trends. Everything is just percentages. There is nothing new to explain. You can just quickly go through it, and you can make note of it, and you can use it in your mains answer. Now, based on these topics that I have discussed, a question has been framed. Let me read out the question. How do remittances contribute to a country's economy? Here, four statements are given. Firstly, improve foreign exchange reserve, reduce poverty and improve household income, lead to depreciation of the local currency. Here, this statement is tricky. Then promote economic growth. So here the correct answer for the particular question is option B, 1214 only. It does not lead to depreciation of the local currency. Instead, it leads to appreciation. Now look at this news article. This news article talks about the recently released World Happiness Report 2025. Again, Finland has topped the rank, and Pakistan, it has outsmiled India, meaning it has done better than India. So from prelims perspective, we have to learn about the basics of this report. So we shall start with who releases this report. It is released by University of Oxford's Wellbeing Research Center in partnership with Gallup. Gallup is actually a private analytic center which is in Washington, USA, along with that UN Sustainable Development Solution Network. So they released this particular World Happiness Report 2025. And World Happiness Day, it was celebrated on March 20 and yesterday. And the theme for 2025 is caring and sharing. Talking about the ranking methodology, they have ranked the average life of people in all the countries for the past 3 years, and based on that they have they have given score from 0 to 10 scale. Now there are certain indicators for this particular report. Firstly, the GDP per capita, then the social support that is provided by the government, then health life expectancy. So here life expectancy is nothing but the amount of years that a person can live in a particular country. This even includes environmental well-being. Then the freedom that is awarded to the people, then the generosity and a perception of corruption. So all these are the indicators of World Happiness Report. Even in prelims, there might be a question which asks for which among the following is not an indicator of World Happiness Report. So make note of this information as well. Now talking about the top ranks, here you can see the list of top 10 ranks. Again, Finland has topped the list. Then comes the Denmark, then Iceland, Sweden and Netherlands. And talking about the bottom ranks, we have Sierra Leone, then the Lebanon, then we have Malawi, then Zimbabwe. So these are all very important facts that you have to remember. Talking about India's rank, we have taken 118th rank, and we had a gradual increase in social and economic indicators. When we talk about the South Asian ranking, now Nepal, they have done well, 92nd rank. Then Pakistan, they have taken 109th rank. So here you can see that compared to India, Pakistan has outsmiled. Then the Myanmar, 126th rank, Sri Lanka 133, and the Bangladesh 134th. So these are all very key facts that you have to remember. Now based on this discussion, I have framed a question for you. The World Happiness Report is published by. Here different options have been given and everything will be confusing. Here the correct answer for the question is option B, University of Oxford's Wellbeing Research Center and UNSDSN. Now look at this news article. This news article talks about Chabahar Port. Now currently it is in news because our Indian government has planned to increase Chabahar Port's capacity 5x times in next 10 years. So from the prelims perspective, we have to learn about the location of Chabahar Port, what is the geopolitical significance. So we shall start with where exactly Chabahar Port is located. So it is located in Sistan and Balochistan province, which is in Iran, exactly in the Gulf of Oman. So here you can see the exact location of Chabahar Port. So it has closer proximity with Gwadar Port, which is very important port in Pakistan. When we talk about the ownership of this particular Chabahar port, it is with Iranian government, and it consists of two important minor ports, which includes Sahid Kalantari and Sahid Behesti ports. So moving on, we shall see about the geopolitical importance. See, this importance, it comes with geography. So their location itself is in a very geopolitical significant place. So it even helps the China's Belt and Road Initiative, and for the development of Gwadar port in Pakistan itself, it is very important. And secondly, it brings a lot of regional connectivity between the countries like India, Iran, Afghanistan and Central Asia. So we have lot of trade surplus with respect to Iran and Afghanistan as well as Central Asia, and this particular port will aid everything, especially to surpass the Pakistan and even to transfer goods to Afghanistan. So this is the very important important key fact that you have to remember when it comes to Chabahar port. Now, talking about the Chabahar agreement, it was signed in May 2024 between India, Iran, and Afghanistan. So, three different countries have signed this particular agreement. So, the objective is to establish a key transit corridor using Chabahar port. The duration is 10 years, and based on this, India will have India Port Global IPGL. This IPGL will manage the Sahid Bahesti terminal. Apart from this, they have recently negotiated for a lot of things. Firstly, India has sought for removal of minimum guaranteed traffic (MGT) penalty. So here, minimum guaranteed traffic is nothing but that port, whoever is the operator, that port has to reach at least a minimum standard, minimum target. If the target is not met, then they have to pay a penalty to that operator have to pay a penalty to the government. So initially, Indian government has asked the Iranian government to remove this particular minimum guaranteed traffic until the port has been properly developed. And secondly, talking about the revenue sharing, they had a small discussion about that, negotiation about that. When it comes to exports, 50% will be taken by IPGL and 50% will be taken by Iranian government. And when it comes to imports, Iranian maritime body, they will take 60% of the share and 40% of the share will be taken by IPGL. So these are all the current negotiations and what is happening. Now here you have to remember about another one important initiative, which is nothing but International North-South Transit Corridor. So this International North-South Transit Corridor is currently in news very frequently, and it is actually a multimodal project. So in order to the main purpose of this INSTC is to take goods from India to the European Union by surpassing all the thing, especially the China's plan of Belt and Road Initiative, and surpassing Pakistan. So even for this INSTC, this particular Chabahar port is a key important port. Now remember this fact also. So based on the points that I have discussed, that we have discussed, I have made a prelims question for you. Here three statements are given and you have to find which of the statements given above is or not correct. So the first statement says the Chabahar port, it is located in Persian Gulf. No, it is not located in Persian Gulf, it is located in Gulf of Oman. Secondly, it is jointly owned by India and Pakistan. Third statement says Chabahar port is a key component of the international north-south transport corridor. So here it is not jointly owned by both the countries, it is owned by Iranian government. However, India has access to, or India is currently taking care of this particular Sahid Bahesti terminal. And so the second statement is incorrect. So the correct answer for this particular question is option C, 3 only. Now look at this news article. This news article talks about a drug called lenacapavir. Now this medicine, it is used to reduce the viral load of HIV. So from prelims perspective, you have to learn about two important things. Firstly, what is HIV, and second thing is how HIV is managed. So let us start with what is HIV. HIV, or the human immunodeficiency virus, is actually a virus that attacks the immune system. To be specific, it attacks specifically the CD4 T cells, which is the which produces the immunity. And when the immunity is weak, the body's defense system will be weaker, and the body itself will become prone to a lot of infections. So if this HIV, if it is not treated properly, it will lead to AIDS, which is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. So this acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, when syndrome itself means it includes a lot of subsidiary infections and subsidiary diseases. So our body will be prone to subsidiary diseases like tuberculosis and liver damage. So those kinds of things will also be there when it comes to AIDS. So here comes the question, how HIV is treated and what is the drug. HIV is not curable, so we have to give a lot of antiretroviral therapy, ART, to help the person to suppress the virus, and we can improve the life expectancy and quality of life, but we cannot get rid of this particular virus. So even in India, for HIV patients, we have antiviral load reduction schemes. So if you know any one of such scheme, you can leave that in the comment section. Now, talking about this lenacapavir, it is actually developed by Gilead Science, which is actually approved by US FDA, and it is a type of long active antiretroviral drug, and it has two different variants. Firstly, once yearly and twice yearly. So this twice yearly has actually approved, and once yearly it is currently under trial. So that is why it has made news, and it has showed a lot of promising results. Now moving on, we shall see about how it works. See, this is the first type of vaccine which actually targets the HIV-1 capsid, which and disrupts the viral replication. So this HIV, it actually replicate very tremendously. This is because the defense system is not there to defend this replication, especially the immune system will be suppressed, which leads to the duplication of this virus in a rapid pace. So lot of schemes even in our country, what they will do is they give antiretroviral and they will be reducing the load of this particular virus. So the symptoms caused by it will also be suppressed, which leads to proper management of the body, and leading to increasing life expectancy. So this is what actually happens. So this particular injection, what it will happen is it will be targeting the actually replicating thing. So this replicating capsid, it will be eliminated by this particular drug, and it will stop the replication. So what happens, ultimately the viral load will be declining without any efforts. So this is actually a unique approach, unlike the traditional HIV drugs. Traditional HIV drugs focuses on reducing the impact of the virus, but this particular thing, it will block the multiple stages of the virus's life cycle. Now moving on, we shall see about the current status. As I said earlier, it provides promising phase 1 trial results, and we actually require a lot of studies, and twice yearly version, it is successfully passed the phase 3 trials. Now based on this, I have created a question for you. It has 3 statements. First statement says it is a investigational capsid inhibitor drug used for HIV treatment and prevention. See here, the words might be very difficult, but when you know what exactly it is, decoding it is very easy. So whenever you are seeing a very hard word, just think about the etymology. What does it mean? So it can straightly take you to the answer. Now, the second statement says, unlike most HIV drugs, it targets the HIV-1 capsid instead of enzymes. Third statement says, it is administered only as a daily oral pill for HIV prevention. So here, all the statements are almost confusing, and each term used is also confusing. Here, the correct answer for the question is option A, 1 and 2 only, and currently it is actually in the trial process only, and it is not a daily oral pill. Instead, it is a yearly shot. So with this, we came to the end of the news article discussion. If you like the video, hit like, do comment, and don't forget to subscribe to Shankar IAS Academy YouTube channel. Now, thank you so much for listening.